What is going on? My name is Andrew, and I haven't been able to post videos recently because my computer hard drive had died on me, and so I had to replace the hard drive and reinstall my programs and everything. And so that's been keeping me busy for the past few days, and so I haven't been able to post my thoughts on the Black Ops 2 skill-based matchmaking, which I think is important to talk about because there's a lot of different arguments for and against, and I think a lot of people are missing the big picture when it comes to skill-based matchmaking in public matches. Now, I've entitled this video Skill-Based Matchmaking Equals a Year Without Christmas Noobs. And that's very appropriate because if this continues, we're talking about a year without facing noobs. And I think that that is going to have a significant detriment to the game rather than a positive effect, as I think it undermines a lot of the things that the developer has already put into the game. Before I get to that though, I wanted to talk about competition and what is competitive. Now, one of the things that you will realize when you get into the competitive gaming scene is that there are rules and regulations in regards to those games. First of all, whether it's game battles or a tournament or a professional event, certain weapons, perks, attachments, maps, those things are, some of them are banned, they're regulated on what you can and cannot use. In the case of a professional event, there's also no lag issues because the games are conducted in a manner in which there is no lag for the professionals. So when you start talking about competitiveness for the masses, you have to consider that it is a lot different than competitive for the professionals. You know, there could be lag issues, which this game has been plagued with. There's also the issue of certain perks and attachments and weapons and things like that that are in the game that according to the competitive scene are looked at as being a douchebag thing to use. Example of that is the target finder. If you use a target finder, you're probably a really bad player. Now, good players might use it, and it shows when a good player is using target finder because they're very deadly to go up against. But a lot of noobs use it because they can't aim, and so the target finder helps them aim. But when you're talking about publicly, that shouldn't be in the game. And the other thing is league play and combat training. Now, if you're new to Call of Duty, what you want to do is spend some time in combat training, getting used to the maps and weapons and spawn system. Now, in this game, combat training can take place against other actual human beings. So, definitely play that if you're new to the series, as you'll be able to play against actual human beings. Now, if you're more skilled than that, you want to start playing regular multiplayer. Now, in the past Call of Duties, if you want it to be more competitive than just stomping on players that don't know what they're doing, then you got into game battles and tournaments and that kind of stuff. And if this game has skill-based matchmaking, it's going to undermine players wanting to play in game battles. But this game has something called league play. Now, league play should be skill-based matchmaking to make games competitive. And if they can't run two algorithms for pub matches and another algorithm for league play, then they can't have this skill-based matchmaking. Because players don't want to play 100% try-hard all day, every day. That's going to become very draining on people, both emotionally and potentially physically, as you have to, gear yourself up to play at a competitive level all the time. And so what you're going to see is that I think that this game will die come January if there are no Christmas noobs. If all you're going to be doing is playing against people of your same skill level, people are just going to get tired of it and go play something else. Whereas if it was league play only, then people would be going into league play with the understanding that I'm going in there to play competitively. And so that is what I think that needs to happen. Now, some people might say, well, you're posting on YouTube, so that's why you want to face noobs so that you can beast on them. Well, yes, but this is also an argument mainly geared towards the people who are good players who don't post on YouTube. There's a lot of them out there. A lot of them on my friends list are players that are really good players, but they don't post on YouTube. And the game being skill-based matchmaking kind of screws them over because they don't have to they have to try hard all the time and not have fun at the game. And that's what I'm seeing. I'm seeing a lot of people online who are just pissed off the entire time. We talk to them in the lobbies and they're upset the whole entire game. They're not having fun. And that's what video games are about. It's about having fun. And by making it to where people are no longer having fun, you're undermining the game. So, that's pretty much my overall thoughts about it. Now, specifically, you know, I'm going to bring up two real-world examples. And those examples are when I was in junior high, some, you know, what is that now? 13, 14 years ago, and I'm in my late 20s now. I used to play, we used to play dodgeball a lot. Now, dodgeball has since become a banned sport in a lot of schools, and my class led to it being banned in our school, and that's because we like to beam people in the heads, but that's besides the issue. Okay, my class was about 20 people, and then the other two classes was about 50 people. Now, well, about 60. And then, you know, when we would pick teams for dodgeball, what would happen? My class would choose to be our class, and then we would cherry pick the best players from the other classes, so that it ended up being about 20 on 50. Now, numerically, we're at a disadvantage. But in the game, we have an advantage in that we have a skill advantage and a knowledge advantage. And the fact that, you know, I had a pretty good arm, so, you know, I could beam anyone, anywhere on that, in the playing field. And so, you know, we chose to do that because we could, you know, beast on the other team. And so ultimately it got banned because we hit people in the head too much. But, you know, we never lost 50 on 20. You know, mathematically, you know, you should be losing because you're outnumbered. But skill takes over and you're able to have fun while beasting on somebody. I think it's human nature to want to do well in games. Now, whatever you define as well or having success it's a different video, but the vast majority of people want to have success. And how do people have success in Call of Duty and gaming in general? It's by playing at a level that you're comfortable playing with. That could be a high KD ratio, that could be winning every game, but the choice should be up to the individual player as to what defines their success and what makes them happy while playing. So, you know, I think that the matchmaking needs to go back to the way it's always been, where it's a luck of the draw on the dice if you get paired up against good players. And, you know, because if we don't do that, you know, people are just going to get pissed off and go play other games, and COD will die. I've long said that this game holds COD's future in it, either based upon how Call of Duty Modern Warfare 3 was, you know, with the, you know, death streaks and lag compensation, and in this game with its poor lag issues. You know, the future of the franchise rests with this game. And if it goes skill based, then, you know, I think the game dies. And I think it's going to happen come around January with no Christmas noobs. If there's no Christmas noobs, good players are just going to abandon the game. And I'm not just talking about YouTubers. Anybody who considers themselves a good player is just going to abandon the game and go back to beasting on noobs again, because the vast majority of the community finds that to be fun. Now, if you want to put more of an effort on commentators on YouTube to post more competitive games, and that's where league play comes into. You know, someone posts a 100-kill game, and then your comment is, do that in league play. So, you know, you basically force them to play competitive games in league play or game battles, or to become a professional gamer, and you force them, you know, to say, hey, look, the community wants to see competitive games, or the community is going to say, we want to see just people beasting on people. You know, when you suck and you look at players who are good, you think to yourself, hey, I want to play that good, I want to be that guy. You know, when you look at professional athletes, you know, everybody wants to emulate whoever the best professional athlete is. You know, when you were in school and you played sports, whatever it be, you know, when I was younger, you know, Michael Jordan was still playing, so everybody wanted to say that they were MJ, you know, while they were playing these games. You're like, oh, I'm MJ, or Michael Jordan doing, you know, whatever you were doing. And so, you know, that's what has to happen with these games. So that's how I feel about this subject. Let me know what you think in the comments below. Thanks for watching, and as always, see you next time.